how I like to use these pages is to have clips at the top, so that I don't want them in pockets. I want to be able to look at them straight away, and they're ones that aren't going to be there all the time. They're just sometimes more at a glance, a way of looking at it. And then of course there's all these kind of doodle-lacky things, and it could just be an at the glance in the center. It could just have your calendar all set out here, you know, clipped in if you wanted to, or whatever's best. But it's like a notice board that you just look at, so you could have that. Alright, we've got papers there. Paper here and here. And of course we're going to have our labels. So we'll have something like that with our little label in there. Okay, so for example now, oh, there's some paper there. Now this one is a flip out like that, so this is a fantastic dashboard. The only problem is you'll have to write on this desk surface there. But let's just go sort of towards here. So yeah, if you just want to write something, it's really nice and firm. And I mean, if there is something underneath there, it doesn't obstruct, not at all. It's only if it starts to get really a very fat archive, then it could be a bit of a challenge and you might have to pull it out. But you could easily find another place right at the beginning, write it down, and then put it right back into the slot that it needs to go in.
What's going to follow from here on is the flip out pockets and hinge.
Hey everyone, it's the 16th of February 2020, and I just wanted to come in and just show you just a couple of things. So I needed more pages, and I decided at the back that I would just kind of create a bit of a hinge, so I had a very slight what do we call these things? Yeah, I can't think right now. But I did do a little minor scoring on either side to allow for it to sort of have a bit of that it would look more like that. A spine to it, that's what I'm looking for. I created a very narrow, so almost invisible spine. And this is now 2 tuck spots, because I just wanted a place where I could just have long pieces of paper just tucked in there, as just another way of kind of archiving things. And then because I needed more pockets, I just then attached the fold that we normally do to the other side of this hinge. So it's just this piece here with a very narrow spine, and I've only glued it at the tops here and at the spine a little bit, just on either side. So it allows for things to just tuck in if I need to, and then I can put them there like that. And then I've got this, that's the connector, that's the spine for this. Yes, it is thin, but I don't really need it really thick. Okay.
I'm actually showing you how minute the actual spine for that hinge is. Just a picture of it to give you an idea.
Everything just doesn't seem to be available. See? So that's it. So really, it is only
1/2 centimetre or less than 1/2 centimetre, even less than 1/2 centimetre.
Close for you. Okay. So can you see here? Okay, so you'll probably be able to see the markings, but can you see that that's basically what I just did. So it was in between one of these. That's all I did. Okay. Oops. Alright, so that's going to be the connector. Okay, so that's that one. Now I also needed some more in my second one. I was looking for this, now I know where it is. So what I was first of all thinking of doing, just for something a little bit different, and this has now taken place, it may require a little bit of trimming. So it may need a little bit of a trim along there. So then when I flip this up, okay, it would be nice to have not a pocket per se, because then that could mean that they'll flop down, you know, and you can follow along to the best of your ability, and maybe once I've done it I'll be in a position to explain what I've done. So starting on 8, you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but it's really 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or you can make it 7. 6 or 7, depending. It doesn't matter if it's slightly out, because it's not meant to be a perfect setup. So yeah, it's either starting on the 8, it's 6 across. Okay, so what was I doing again? Yeah, I have to think about this. Right, let's just first of all get this done. So this is just on, yeah, so it's just under 4 inches, and centimeters, it's just almost 10 centimeters, is it? I think it is 10 centimeters, so roughly 10 centimeters across. And what we are going to do is get our little piece here, and this is going to be glued down along there. So, you know, this is where you could, again, ink it up, but you could put a picture there. So for me, I'm just trying to keep this plain for now. But yeah, so this is now going to become the flip up. Now it is a little bit long on here, so I'm going to do a little trim there. Okay. Don't worry about that. That score line was a mistake. So, yeah. Alright. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to fold this over. Try and get everything looking straight as possible.
Is what we did in part 2 of this series of tutorials. So if you want to refer back to that, please do. It's just basically the basics. So we're using the bare bones as I've shown you previously.
Okay, so we've done that. Alright. I'm doing it the other way, the opposite way now, because I just realized what I'm doing. Alright, so okay, so there's the flip up. I wanted to have an ability to have a side pocket, so it looks like that's going to be left open. And then down below here we're going to make another pocket, you see, so that means there's another extra pocket, and then there's a pocket here, and then you've got that flip up for both. Alright, so now I'm just thinking of other possibilities. Well, because it's a nice finish, I think if I'm going to do anything, I'm going to just do a slot there, which will kind of allow for a possible pocket, but it's not really meant for that. It's just more having a nice finish there. So I'm just going to do like a slit like this. Okay, so let's just set it up again. And it slots up like that. Now it could allow for something if you had one of these, an upside down pocket, but more importantly to me was to utilize my space properly. Was in here I've got two slots for tucking things in. That's really what I wanted to do. I wanted to make the most of what we're creating. And then of course when I lift this up, I've got another pocket there. And you could do two pockets. So you could do one here, and then you could do another one there, maybe a thinner one. But for me, I like long strips for my for my lists, and that's why it's long. Alright, so now that I've talked this through and I am really happy with the idea, I thought what we could do is just kind of ink everything up. Can't I just use this? So okay, well, that's got that marked off, that's ticked off there. So I'm just going to do another fold, and I should have my ruler there, shouldn't I? Okay, so just get a little fold thing happening, and I know that's that. Yeah, okay, so that will be for that. And then, if I am going to be inking this up, oh, I don't mind it being rough. So we're going to ink along here. Maybe inking around the edges might be nice. And then when I flip it up, that's what will be seen there. So I'll ink around here. Anyway, we'll do it a bit at a time, so that can be last. Let's sort of do it. Yeah. What have we got? Alright. I hope everyone is well. Thank you for joining me. you recall, is going in here. And it's just going to be glued down. I'm not going to kind of make any tucks or anything like that, though it might be handy. I don't really want it to, so it's going to be just glued down straight. So while I'm here, okay, so that's going to be like that. So with this, it's going to be, you know, glued around. So all I would really need to do is kind of, because it's going to be glued here and on there, on either side. So it's more kind of the edges really. And now we have this. So remember, it's going to go like that and like that. It'll be glued. Yeah, so when I glue this, it's going to be glued along there. I don't have to go in here at all. Just along there and along there, because we've already got a fold there. Just glue there, glue there. That's it. And then the same with the other side. And then that will mean we will have 2 slots there. Now this could mean we may need to punch out some thumb thingies. What do we call them? I can't remember now. So yeah, we may need to do that on either side to make it easy to slip things in and out. But let's continue with our inking. So this is the one that you're mainly going to be seeing. And this doesn't have, this actual flip pocket doesn't have to be used just for this per se. It can be used in your other projects. So there's just so much. So the formula or the way this is made can be used for other things. So inking up is optional. You don't have to ink up at all. And if you've already got coffee stain paper that you're using, or coffee stain cardboard, you would probably easily skip the step. So I'm inking it because I just think it adds a bit of character, but also if I do decide to collage, or I decide to cover it with some paper, decorative papers. I think this is ready for the bin. Yeah, this is quite a strong one. This is quite weak. but they're very effective in laying down a lot of ink quite quickly. I just need to get a re-inker for that, or put some glycerine maybe. Okay, just to get it going again. Alright, so here is that piece. I might allow for that little extra spine piece because it might prove handy. So if I can sort of get it on the crease line there, and then smooth it out with the sponge, so that so it's going to get glued there. And then we have our flip up. Ta-da! So this may be seen, so let's get that done. We just need to get this one for the bottom pocket. And this bottom one needs a little bit more inking up. Anyway, not to worry. So I think my measurements should be pretty good. What I've been doing, and make it less laborious for you guys, so here we go. But I hate to cut this off because I really like the idea of it. But anyway, it can be used for something else. Oh, goody. Excuse my grubby hands. Alright, let's put this pocket on first. So we're going to get this glue here, and just going to glue it on like so. Okay, so right close to the edge as possible. I could have done this with a gusset. I maybe should have done it with a gusset, at least, even if it was on one side. But I'm trying to make this as simple as possible for anyone to make at any level. And of course, a lot of you who may be following me are already experienced, so I'm sure you guys will devise much more complicated and intricate and exciting ways of doing this, so I'm sure of that for sure. It's about sharing ideas and then Sometimes people do their own spins or take it to another level. So yeah. Alright, so we've done that. Now we're going to be attaching. Let me just see what this is going to be like. I keep forgetting to check. So if I open this up, right, okay, we do need to get a little bit of inking up in here too. So yeah. Okay, so right now, so I do want to assure you that if I was doing this off camera, I would have been taking my time, measuring correctly, making sure everything is precise, but it's for the video and I'm pretty super slow, so that's why it looks a little bit grungy, over the top grungy and messy. Alright, so how about we do the gluing of that last, because we need to be super precise and we don't need any problems here. I could put a bit of glue there, but I won't. And of course we do need glue there, so how about we go there first and get that glue on. So let's grab some glue. My hand is less wobbly today. I was so super tired yesterday. Okay. Oh, of course I'm supposed to have it there, but it doesn't matter because it's on a fold. And this is where it's so important. Before the glue sets, you're going to need to squash this down, because if you don't, it won't be sitting flat. So just remember, you've got to really, wherever the pocket's going to be folded, you know, you really need to make sure that that happens, and you can put your clips there and leave it for 5 minutes or so, and yeah, because it will keep it nice and flat. So like I said, I'm just going to leave that there. It's just a good tuck spot, I guess. Now let's make sure we don't forget how this is going. This is going like this, okay, and this is being tucked in like this. So when we unhook it, this is what we have. So the good thing is I've got a guideline, and I want to make sure this guideline is at the top. So maybe it may pay to do a little mini spine there. So this goes over the lip and this is under. Let's just check. It's always good to double check what that would mean. So if I do that now, that would mean this would be sitting low. How does that go? Not bad. Not bad. So I could do it right on the line if I wanted to. Might be even better. Okay, so we've got our little guide now. Okay, so I'm going to make sure I glue it in the center. There's a little bit of... I know, I'm a bit fussy sometimes. Sorry, guys. Okay, so it's going to be glued like that. Alright, well how about I do this side first? That would be the best. And I'm going to remember that I want to line it up. That's going to be kind of right on that line, like so. Alright. Anyway, here we go. I hope I haven't kind of okay, and now I'm just going to get that glue. I was wondering what's going on. Just going to kind of flick up this here. I could have probably done this a lot better, but I'll just run a bead of glue there, and then oh, and I should have kind of done the thing, but it's on the outside. The you don't want to put a thumb notch in the center. You just want a thumb notch on either side, so that shouldn't be a problem because there's enough room to kind of slide something in there. Okay, so let's just have a quick look. Okay, so I could have done something that was a flip up, but have something that flips out again. But I just didn't want to go into gymnastics when I'm doing my stuff. Now, why is this this is a little bit crooked now. That's a shame, but doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay, so we're doing this side now, which should be a lot easier. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it along here. And along, I might do this one as a longer pocket, so this one will go along here, because it'll, is that what I want? Yeah, that'll do. I hope I don't regret it. I probably will. I'm probably saying don't, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, we are going to have to get some notches in there for us to actually utilize this well. The only one I do have is this, and because sometimes I just get a little bit nervous, I don't like it to be too full on, so hopefully I'll be able to kind of get a little bit of a gauge. So if I do it sort of here, and hopefully line it up on the other side. And the only thing is, how do I work out what the middle is? It would have been nice if they kind of gave me a little ability to do that. Anyway, I can just see something here, so I'm going to just see if I can just put a little bit of a mark there for myself. Okay. Hang on a second, is there anything underneath it? No. Sorry, I do get really nervous when I have to cut anything because I just feel so silly. Okay, so we've got that one. And of course, where I've put my mark, I might actually make a permanent mark center for myself. Just checking that I haven't got underneath. And my wrist has decided to go on me. Oh, here we go. Phew. Phew. Okay, so it allows for that. I mean, I could do one here so that it's like that, but I'll leave it. I'll leave it for now. Woo! Things are going flying. But at least things can be put in and out. So it'll just need a bit of inking. So this folder, like I said, flip up, can be put anywhere in your journal. So it's just another handy little way of, you know, making pockets in your journals. I mean, you know, it could be a tag holder, ephemera keeper, and yeah, it serves as a tuck spot. So once again, and it doesn't have to be this way, you could do it with a gusset this side, and yeah, but anyway, that's that one. So now the last piece of the puzzle is that we're going to glue this right down, making sure everything's in the right place, and yeah, that's what it's going to look like. Okay, so let's glue this down. So I'm going to just glue around the smaller pieces, and I'm not going to do a tuck spot. So I could have done this with just any other glue, but it is such a great glue. Okay, here we go. So a bit crooked, but that could have been my crease line is crooked. Excuse my inked up fingers. Alright, and I probably didn't do a very good job of this, so I might try and, oh, it's not going to come off now. Yeah, I didn't really line it up properly, but it doesn't matter, honestly. I'm saying that so I don't worry, because it's really just for my personal use. But yeah, so keep an eye out for that. I'll just cover it up by inking it. I tell you what, inking does sort of cover up a multitude of sins, I'm telling you. That's for sure. This is the one that still hasn't been inked up. Like when I did it, it wasn't inked at all. Okay, so yeah, I don't mind it. It looks like, you know, you've got some stuff, you know, some pages that you've got slipped into your thing. Yeah. Okay, so basically let's just cover what we've done. the dear beautiful Rachel. Hey Rachel at Roxy Creations, I don't know if you're watching, but a huge shout out to you. As she likes to say, let's do a recap. I love recaps. I think they're very helpful because it helps you kind of look at the final process, but if you really want to do that process, you can go back to the beginning and follow. So this one I talked you through this. So this I did off camera, but it was just a piece with a narrow spine glued here and here to make tuck spots, because I want to have the ability to put my long strips of paper in somewhere if I need to, or if I just want them there as some papers to just pull out whenever I need it. So these can be refill papers or pages where I stick my pieces of spare paper. And then of course it goes to here. Now it is a bit of a heavy, cumbersome thing. That's the only thing I'm going to say. So it may need a little bit of reinforcing here. So I'm hoping that I can do that before my camera runs out. So yeah, I'm feeling it's going to need reinforcing, everyone. So we're just going to get the same size. And we're going to just try and get now it may not be possible to do it this way. I'll just see. Yeah, so I'll just be inking this up. I'm just going to ink this up, and then I'm just going to glue it down just to give it a little bit more support, making sure I've just trimmed some of the edges, because I think this will eventually struggle. So if we can give it a bit of support. Yeah, so anyway, once I've done that, so that's all I'm going to be doing that. Got a tuck spot there, another one there, and then we've got another pocket, but we've also got a couple of side pockets. Okay, so yeah, that's the only thing, is that's quite heavy, Okay everyone, so if I was to do this again, because it really is extremely heavy, I would definitely be doubling up this page because it is quite heavy. And in fact, that's what I could do. Yeah, I'm glad I talked it out with you guys, because what I'll do, rather than do a reinforcement here, we can get some papers that didn't make, and excuse the pun, cut. We can actually reinforce the whole thing by making a fold here and just taking it up to around this bit here. So just to reinforce it. So it'll again mean a little bit more inking up, but if I can sort of get my measurements right, all I have to do is just fold this to know where the fold is. Okay, so there it is there. Just trim this bit, make it look a bit tidier. Though it's a great distress book, but we don't want that. So, oops. I think I need to change my blade. Sometimes it's just the the surface that I'm cutting on that can do it too. Sometimes there's cuts in it because I don't think this is a self-healing mat, and obviously I've got it the wrong way. But so it'll be most likely my surface is being a bit of a pain. So sometimes there's lines that it gets sort of dragged into. Alright, so I don't need it that much. I'm going to go along there. So if I get my ruler, oops, to give me a cutting line. Okay, so it's straight. Not really. Not really. See how crooked it is? Okay, I'm going to need inking. Okay, so that's where it will fold, and hopefully it will give it a little bit more durability, but it may require a little bit more on here as well. So what else have I got? What else is left over? We'll do it in a minute. But I've got a feeling if I do another one on this side, just joining it, we should be fine. So let's use this as our template. Just give it some strength. And to there. So if I grab this, it kind of gives me an idea of where the fold line will be. Yes, it's just too floppy, too floppy. Okay, the fold line. Alright. Okay, very good. Now you can imagine now I'm thinking, oh, this could make more tuck spots, so we'll see how we will glue it all together. But it's more for stability. That's what we want it for, rather than anything else. Alright, let's see what we can do. So we've got one here, and then we've got the other one here. And hopefully it will make it feel a little bit solid. It's only because I should have not had a pocket there, I reckon. Yeah. But it's just one of those things. This just really needed to be doubled up, because this is doubled up. This needs to be doubled up. I could double it up, but I don't want to lose my pocket. There you go. It's silly, I know. Anyway, so what I'll do is just get this glued down. Like I said before, this isn't about, what's the word? This isn't about creating more tuck spots, though you could, but this is about reinforcing. So I'm going to try and reinforce everything. So turn this upside down. I'm going to go for a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So what I like to do sometimes, I don't know if this will pour out too much, is I like to, if I can see what I'm doing, is get the PVA glue going, and then I go in with this to spread it out, and just to give it two kinds of glues. So it's all about trying to get some strength happening here rather than anything else. Alright, so I'm going to try and put that right where the fold is. So where is the fold? Okay, I've got a feeling. That's why I've done a line along there. Not just for the sake of appearance. So just fold it up when you do this, to make sure it's in the right spot. you.